From the beginning, man and his ancestors have used tools. The technologies that emerged from the use of tools help to grow food, to communicate with others, and to move from one place to another. Some say that technology is our hope for the future. Others, that it is a curse that controls our lives and will destroy the world. But in poor countries, appropriate technologies can mean the difference between survival and losing everything. Appropriate technology to me means finding the cheapest and simplest tool to do the job. That tool needs to be able to pay for itself within a year, and it needs to be able to sustain itself within the local culture. The small machines of village labor that you see in third world countries sometimes look a little silly, at other times completely crazy. But they can have an earthy beauty full of universal life. This farmer in Bangladesh uses a dome to irrigate his small rice field, just as his father and his father's father did before him. This simple device, easy to build and use, can be the difference between survival and famine, between growing enough to feed his family and losing everything. It's a precarious existence. Just a few miles away, a neighbor uses an even simpler swing basket to irrigate his fields. It needs 2 people to operate it instead of 1. But then farm labor is only worth 60 cents a day in Bangladesh. It too means survival. It is the cheapest drilling rig in the world, appropriately called a mystery. M-I-S-T-R-Y. In the soft soil of Bangladesh, it's capable of drilling water wells 100 feet deep in a few hours at a cost of 5 cents a foot. The water falls out of the pipe, flushing the drill tailings with it. The well will provide water for drinking and irrigation, but the farmer will need a way to pump it to the surface. International Development Enterprises, iDE, trained 500 mystery teams like this one in Bangladesh to drill wells and install thousands of rower and treadle pumps. This is a treadle pump. It costs a total of $25. The operator walks in a bamboo frame and activates 2 cylinders to pump water at a rate of about 25 gallons a minute. Each pump can irrigate 3/4 of an acre.
The cylinder itself is just pieces of sheet metal which are cut out and then rolled on a simple hand rolling machine. This flap valve is made out of a piece of inner tube.
By moving forward or backward, the pumper can find a perfect balance point on the treadles. 70,000 treadle pumps were installed in Bangladesh in 1989. The rower pump's name comes from the rowing motion which makes it work. It lifts water from depths of up to 25 feet. 5,000 rower pumps were installed in Bangladesh in 1989, and another 4,000 were installed in Nepal. Thousands of appropriate technologies have been developed. The main constraint is not in designing new ones, but in selecting appropriate technologies that can pay for themselves within 1 year and getting them mass marketed. 100 village-level dealers recruited and assisted by iDE field staff, stimulated sales at the village level in Bangladesh. And with the success of the first strategically placed pumps, sales grew rapidly through word of mouth. The initial goal of marketing 20,000 pumps a year was dwarfed by demand, with 75,000 pumps installed in 1989. The number of independent manufacturers grew from 1 to 25, each with his own marketing network. As simple as they appear, these pumps are revolutionizing the lives of small farmers in Bangladesh. They make it possible to grow 3 crops a year instead of 2. Each pump helps feed a family of 8 and produces a net return of $100 a year on an investment of $25. Small farmers diversify their crops and become self-sufficient in rice production. Since 1980, 230,000 pumps have been installed in Bangladesh, half of them in the past 2 years. These pumps now earn $25 million a year for small farmers and help 1.5 million people grow enough food to survive. iDE estimates that there is a need for 2 million irrigation hand pumps in Bangladesh and 4 million more in eastern India and Nepal. If these 6 million pumps could be installed through the efforts of iDE and others, they could help 50 million people feed themselves and produce a net income of $600 million a year for small farmers. Is technology a curse or a blessing? That depends on what a machine does, who controls it, and who benefits from it. A simple irrigation pump in the hands of a farm entrepreneur can bring a half acre of vegetables to the table and add $100 a year in cash income. In the hands of small entrepreneurs, simple village machines can produce enough food and income to revolutionize their lives. With mass marketing, appropriate technologies have the power to change the world.